Hey, this is Steven from Legit PC, and today I'm going to be doing a review on SimCity. And this particular review I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to start a game from scratch, and so you guys could see how, because all the gameplay on it is pretty much exactly the same. So I think that this would probably be the best representative of the game, is by just starting a city from scratch, and show you guys how to join, like you see here. And when I get into a game, I'll jump into how to do all the stuff. I want to find something with oil in it, a lot of oil. Some oil. So here, as you can see, it's got different kinds of stuff that's in there: coal, oil, etc. So I'm gonna find one with kind of a balance. Of course, here I'm not going to have any assist from any of the other people. This one seems like it's the best. No boats, but we'll go there. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in. So yeah, this is going to be maybe a little lengthy review. So I'll do this and I'll jump to one of my other pre-built cities and then continue talking and finish the review there. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the options. So here's the graphic options. So I'm on 1920 by 1080, and you have all different kinds of options. This one is actually one of the best for selecting options. I don't know why it's on, that one was not on ultra. So you can just set everything to ultra. And it's also got a filter here. This is pretty cool, but we're gonna leave that off. Frame cap, we're gonna cap it at 30 because you don't need something. For me, I'm not into maxing out frames on a game like this, so I just don't. According, I have 1 million, so I'm gonna take out some bonds. All right. So, what do I really think about this game? This game is really great. Of course, you get to a point where you kind of like tapped out and you run out of space, and you're just to the point where you gotta just optimize and do the best you can with it. And I mean, like, you'll have streets without streetcars, and then you need streets with streetcars on it and things like that. And of course, you know that these streets with streetcars are really expensive, so it's really hard to start with them. And then of course you got to realize where all of the wind goes with this, according as that's this way. So you build, you know, a street this way, away from all the houses and whatnot. But I think that is kind of, for me, it's a hard game to get into like every day, unless I'm doing something else, doing college work or whatever. Then I'll be able to get into it. But otherwise, I mean, it's a pretty difficult game to get into it. Like, remember to get into it every day or something like that. I mean, there are people that do remember. Whoa, a lot of water all over the place. Cool. But, you know, there's always games like that where it's kind of hard to get into. It's kind of a game that I just play for fun sometimes when I'm doing work or whatever. classwork, I'll just jump into the game and play for a little while. So we're probably just gonna get a little way in, and I decided to do a review, kind of like a review this way, so you guys can kind of see the most about the game. I mean, it doesn't have a plot or a storyline or anything like that because it's a builder game, right? It'd kind of be, maybe if I did something like a Command and Conquer game, it'd kind of be similar as well because there's not really a plot or whatever. Oh, my bad. So we're just going to just build here and see what we get. But I think it's a pretty fun game. It's pretty unique. I've never played any of the other SimCities, and I've never really been into the simulator type games. But this one I could really, I mean, like I said, I can't get super into. And I don't know many people that are super into it. I mean, like, out of all the other people that I play with, I'm mainly like a first-person shooter game, so I won't usually play games like this. So I also have problems getting into a game like this. But you could do it, and I know people that would probably be into it that don't play it, which kind of sucks. I think that it's a pretty cool game. You know, you got the disasters and the plants to upgrade your type of upgrade the price of homes and as well as the density in the area. It's like I could place something like this here, but they all don't really care because they want power, which I really like the actual construction as far as like all of the production stuff that you could do. For example, here in the city specialization, these are really cool. You know, you have oil as well as trading, and there's a recycling place, which is a really good concept to have in a game. You know, it's casinos and things like that. So I know that they definitely thought this game all the way through. Of course, it had some serious problems during opening. What's going on here? I don't know why no one wants to go, and it's probably because the worker education level isn't super high. But yeah, I don't know why they weren't prepared for the opening of the game. I don't know why they did that. It completely failed, and the servers couldn't hold any traffic and couldn't save any data, so people basically just lost their city or whatever. And I don't know how, but for whatever reason, I didn't get the game on release day, and it happened that that's what went down, is that it just didn't work. So trying to figure out why there's nobody in here, because I never had that happen before, where these guys don't And there's plenty of residents, obviously. Oh, there we go. Alright. Trying to. That's a total waste of money now. Finally got someone in here. Alright. Fully upgraded. So now you can see everything's in the happiness meter as well as the bonds. All are pretty. I mean, they definitely thought this game through. But they didn't really add anything that would keep people here. I mean, it's just kind of like a game that you play for fun or whatever. And expect that after a while, it's gonna fail, and you kind of know it's gonna fail. So, like, some people don't even bother with it really, because they play one game and they fail, and their city fails the first time that they played it. I've never had that happen even since the first game. I mean, even ever since the first city I created, it didn't fail. It thrived, and I basically maxed it out. And I personally think that it's a game to. It's a game to play with your friends. I mean, you have to have people that are there that will continue to play, not somebody that most of the time in a region people would play up to a certain point and then they'll leave. They won't come on for 2 weeks or whatever. So I mean, it's cool if you want to just play with your friends, and you have friends that are into games like this. Like I said, not really exactly the. I usually just play first-person shooters, but like for the legit PC, I play all different kinds of games. Sometimes they'll have the same games. Sometimes they'll just only play games that are first-person shooter and never even wander into the campaign. When now I've been playing quite a bit of campaign games. So I guess I'm gonna wander on to the topic as far as what I think about everything being online. I think it's good. I mean, this is honestly a game that thrives on it being online. And of course, there's going to be problems like what they had with launch and things like that. But I think it was worth the wait, and I know that it was definitely a game to get to review. I might even have to get Defiance and review Defiance, because there's a game coming out the 24th. I have Riptides coming out, as well as and then Metro coming out in May. So I got some more games coming up. But there hasn't been a game in a while, so I probably should have picked up Defiance. And I heard that it was alright, but I still would want to do a review by myself on it and come to my own conclusion. So as you see, I mean, the game's pretty easy to play, and I don't know, for whatever reason I had $1 million. Not exactly sure why. This is actually the first city where I had oil, so give that a try. I've had mainly cities that are specialized in education as well as recycling and things like that. There. I guess apparently they don't like it. So trade the depot right next to it. Put some oil barrels, crude oil storage, and I'm guessing that someone set it to where you start off with $1 million, which is kind of cool. I didn't even really look at it. So, I kind of just already established what I'm going to do here. But all the freaking wind is going that way. Then let's build. And also, it was, EA's price of $60, which is pretty expensive for this kind of game. It would have been a lot better if it was cheaper. Of course, everything is better when it's cheaper, but yeah. So overall, you could probably get into it and continue playing and things like that. And of course, this down here, never, the losses per hour never really shows how much you're actually making, because one time I had minus $50,000 an hour, but I was making like $3 million an hour. So, and of course everything's fully upgraded. So now that we're a couple minutes in, I think I'm just gonna jump to one of my other cities after I've just talked about it while I'm building this city and have the specialization out of the way. And of course, you know, you could add stuff in and whatnot all the time. And when I jump to my other city, I'll go ahead and talk about the engine and things like that. And then probably just conclude there. So we're gonna go to play. I'm going to do resume game. I believe it was this one here. Yeah. So this is my big city here. Getting to work. And I like how that I'll also show you some other elements that you could jump in between cities and look at your friends' cities and send things in between. That particular last one I was by myself, so yeah, so we'll go ahead and show that to you now. So here, you know, you could send things to them. For example, yeah, there we go. So I have a whole bunch of recycling. This is like my recycling city. And then you could gift things to your friends or whatnot. And then you could also do great works. Like I got this one. Oh, I guess I'm almost all the way full with with TVs. Been throwing a whole bunch of TVs at it. So that's almost finished. That's an archaeology build. And yeah, so you know, you could look at other friends' cities and hit visit. So I'm gonna go back to city view. And then, you know, you could eventually get a city like this where you got a whole bunch of recycling and, you know, power. Be working on where's my university? Be working on oh, I guess I already did. So should have a Gen 2. Thought I worked on a Gen 2. Yeah, I had a nuclear reactor anyways. Worked on the clean nuclear reactor. But eventually you get problems like you're running out of water, for example. If you go here and you look at water, see I'm pretty much out of water. So I basically have to buy it, and from all of the people next to me, I cannot get enough water. So if I go to water, see I'm buying water from everywhere. And still not getting enough water. So I mean, you kind of get to a point where you're basically going to fail because there's no way that you could get something. So it only lasts for a little while. And you see everything needs water, so I'm pretty much in trouble. But yeah, I was 44,000, but I was making like 3 million. But now of course it's gonna fail because this guy doesn't have any water, so I'm not making any money. I'll show you my other city. This is smart living. This is my education as well as recycling and a little bit of electronic production, not as much as the last city. So if you guys could see, the engine's really stable when we jump in. I mean, it's pretty much maxed out the whole time, even though everything's on ultimate. I mean ultra, and still getting 30 frames, which I V-synced. So. And I mean, you could really build some nice cities like this and have something that, you know, that you're proud of. But sometimes it'll really suck up time. This game will really suck up your time if you get to a certain point. Like this city really took me a long time. And of course you can see I'm in debt already. Well, actually no, I'm not in debt. This is really close to being in debt. I'm not losing nearly as much money as I was on the other city. But this particular one doesn't have any mining, I believe. So when you go to, where is it? Well, I guess there is a little bit there, no crude. But yeah, the engine's really nice. I mean, so this is gonna be my conclusion. The engine's really nice. The game's pretty fun to play, but you have to have friends, you know. You have to have friends that you know will be on, and you just could go in and bullshit around on the chat or whatever, to make sure that you know that they come back. And then if they're not gonna come back, they'll tell you, hey, I'm not gonna play that game at that city anymore, or I'm gonna create a new city or whatever. I mean, it's kind of disappointing when you build this whole city and then no one there shows up anymore. Like, you have people in here that haven't showed up 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. People just abandon the cities and then no one comes in 4 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. But yeah, so definitely play it with friends. I mean, I think it's a little expensive, but you can still play it for 60 bucks, but for an always online game, you need friends to play it with. It's really, you could keep building a city, but like I said, it'll eventually fail, so it's kind of like, you know, why would you build a city that would fail? And like I said, you would have to have friends around you that would help you out with water, and you can't have places like this where there's no one there to buy stuff off of, and you need people to help you build these great works, which I guess I just finished almost supplying that one. So I could use alloy and just export. I'm using alloy for processors. Okay. But yeah, great engine, great game. It's a pretty cool Origin game, and 60 bucks, and play it with your friends and have a good time and try to build every type of city, you know, gambling city, mining city, coal city, oil city, whatever. And you know, see how many skyscrapers you could get, see how many achievements you could earn, and see how long you could keep your city alive. So yeah, this has been Steven from LegitPC, and this is my my SimCity review. And I hope you liked the video, and if you like this video, please subscribe for others like it. And we have some more games coming out, so some more day one footage coming up. And thanks for watching.